It's like saying, Chat GPT, can you write me an apology, please? Because it's exactly what you'd expect, and I don't think we even need to read it.
No, you don't want to read anything today, Dan.
Anybody can write their own. It's him. Well, he's had that many opportunities to do it.
It's just like, yeah, okay, right. And then Inter Miami, they came out and they said this, condemns, actions don't reflect, blah, blah, blah. But what we've been waiting for is some actual action from Inter Miami, from MLS, and this is what has happened. Nothing as yet, apart from the League's Cup, where he will be suspended for 6 games. Busquets is out for 2, the Seattle coach. Lenhart's out for 5, Herculez 3. Herculez Gomez has joined us. Right, just put this in layman's terms so people maybe don't follow this as closely. How significant is a League's Cup suspension?
It's not.
Right. Okay. No, that's it. We don't need any more. Nothing more from that, Herc. Right. Okay. So that doesn't really matter. That 6 number is kind of irrelevant to this conversation, which takes us to the next one. So what have MLS banned him for?
Correct. And in that statement, it says that MLS reserves the right to sanction further. Disciplinary actions can go further. That's if they exercise that right. And that's the big question mark here, because there are very few people out there who really expect MLS to take a stand, to make an example out of Inter Miami, Luis Suarez. And by the way, Sergio Busquets sucker punched a 20-year-old and he's getting 2 games. And you got Tomas Avila and Steven Lenhart of the Seattle Sounders getting 3 and 5. So make of that what you will. If they wanted to make a stand, if they really did, I think it would go a long way in rebuilding that trust with a lot of hardcore Major League Soccer fans and casual fans who feel that this is no longer Major League Soccer. This is Messi League Soccer. This is Inter Miami and friends. And Inter Miami, to them, is now the villain that gets away with everything. And through the history of Major League Soccer, you've had these super clubs, if you will, that the rules are bent for them. Just a little, but never like this. We've never seen a situation where a team is regardedly hated as much as they are inside and out of the league. You have Suarez, and it doesn't matter what the track record is, but yet again, another stripe to the tiger, as they say. Another one, spitting in the face of an elderly man. Gene Ramirez is plus 70 years old. He's been working security with the Sounders since 2009 for trying to protect Obed Vargas from getting punched. And we're all holding our collective breath. Will they take a stand? It's 6 games right now, but there is precedent. It happened with Clint Dempsey in the Open Cup, where he ripped up the cards of the referee. He got some games in Open Cup, and then he got more games in MLS. It happened with Mike Pecky, a coach for the Real Salt Lake, where he got some games in the Open Cup, and then he got some games in Major League Soccer. There are 9 games left. If Major League Soccer had a backbone, the majority of those 9 games would be without Luis Suarez. If they had a backbone, there's still time to act. There really is. But the ball is in MLS's court.
What would you do, Ali, if you were Don Garber?
10 matches.
From MLS?
From MLS. The reason, and not to go further into the explanation, but the reason as to why the League's Cup suspension doesn't really matter is because chances are that Luis Suarez will not be around for the next edition of League's Cups in 2026. And so it's really irrelevant. It's the definition of irrelevant. Now, as it pertains to League's Cup, in the rules and regulation of that tournament, it says stipulated that spitting or fighting gets you 6 games. At least, bare minimum. So that's already stipulated as it pertains to that tournament. If I'm MLS, I'm taking that as a starting point, as a jump starting point. From there, I build my case. And I say to myself, this man, Luis Suarez, went after Gene Ramirez, who Herculez just established who he is. And this gentleman, Gene Ramirez, was already withdrawing himself from the confrontation. Whatever they had said to each other, he was starting to walk away. And it was Luis Suarez who continued his behavior and essentially chased him down and went through his own goalkeeper, Oscar Ustari, who was holding him back, around him and through him to go and spit on this guy. Which tells me, why do I say 6 games a jump starting point? That should be the bare minimum, and we work our way up from there. It's because it tells me that you had time to think about this. You had time to walk away. The other person was already walking away. You had time to think about it. It wasn't just a reaction, as Luis Suarez just said on Instagram. It's just an emotional moment. It's just a reaction. No. It wasn't just a reaction. There was plenty of time for you to walk away. Instead, you continue to push forward to go and spit on this man. 6 would be the bare minimum. I'm thinking 10. And with 10, you send a message. And anything above 10, I would be fine. Anything less than 10, I don't think it's enough.
I think I'm with Ali. I think 6 is the bare minimum. And it's an opportunity for MLS and Don Garber to show people that the league itself and the teams and the players and the fans mean more than any one individual.
Right.
And the fact that Luis Suarez has such a high profile means that you have to be seen to be leaning heavily on behaviour like that. So I'm with Ali. I think the bare minimum should be 6, but they should take an opportunity because it's a high-profile guy to make it even worse.
And Ali said minimum 10, but that's right.
But
No,
I would also...
No, he said minimum 10.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Minimum
He said minimum 10 because he said the benchmark was set at 6, and he said the minimum should be 10. Any more than 10, I'd be happy. Less than 10, I wouldn't be happy.
Regardless, just as an additional point here, MLS and Don Garber were hell-bent on making themselves public with the statements regarding the suspension of Lionel Messi and Jordi Alba because they did not go to the All-Star game. They could not wait to be out either in front of a camera or putting out statements. Here we are, and they still haven't come forth. MLS hasn't said, this is where we stand on this just yet. So the absence of Lionel Messi and Jordi Alba to the MLS All-Star game, that was a big deal, and this is not. Why hasn't MLS treated this the manner in which it deserves to be treated? The suspension should match the offense, and the offense was great from Luis Suarez, and he should be punished as such.
Why is this taking so long, Herc?
Well, I assume because it was an investigation. And last night, the Instagram from Luis Suarez came about, and then Inter Miami, through their social media, released their statement. Today, the Leagues Cup gave their verdict. They were notified last night. That's what this tells me. They waited 5 days to say something. The final was Sunday. That's how embarrassing this is. For a club that presumes to be big, demand respect. Because we've seen David Beckham get angry at social media accounts in Major League Soccer when they don't show Inter Miami the respect they deserve. They stayed mum. And I'm with Ali here. When it was Messi, when it was about suspending him because it hurt your wallet, because he didn't show up for your media circus, the All-Star game, we're going to suspend him. We're going to fine him. But here, you stay quiet. And to me, that's embarrassing. It's embarrassing if you're Luis Suarez. It's embarrassing if you're Sergio Busquets. It's embarrassing if you're Inter Miami. And it's especially embarrassing if you're Major League Soccer. Given the circumstances, they had to wait to see what came about the investigation. But certainly, now they know there's 6 games there. There has to be something that shows fans you're serious. No one player, no one individual, no one team can be above the league. If you really want fans to care about this league, show them you care.